I would love to know, you were talking about the target for an audience. You target an audience, for example, when you have a seminar or a product. What is the target of Mentor Magazine? Dan said you that you have to
Focus, yes.
focus on one demographic people. Yeah. What is the
Target audience.
of Mentor Magazine?
Anybody who is looking for a mentor, because we have mentors in many different areas.
Yeah.
And so we also target many different areas, but we do it one at a time. We have a mentors magazine for entrepreneurs. We have a mentors magazine for health and vitality. A mentors magazine for real estate investors.
Mm-hmm.
So we have different groupings. He made it very clear that when you are talking or teaching about something, that even though you may be an expert in many different things, or maybe you are advertising or selling something, and even that you have many different things that you can sell, choose that one thing and choose it very well in the verbiage and get people where they are just absolutely have to have that one thing. For example, McDonald's is pretty much around the world. And those of you that ever have gone through the drive-thru at McDonald's, you all know that their entire menu is filled with many things that they are very, very good at. And they've been tested and proven to sell. But when you see an advertisement on the television for something at McDonald's, you will only see one thing on that menu, that entire commercial. They will, the new McCaffey or McAfee, whatever it is that they have out there, that entire commercial is about that cup of coffee and showing the whipped cream and the chocolate and the different flavors of this type of coffee. So they really have your mouth watering to come in for that. And that's a lot of money to spend on the advertisement. And it's in our nature that we're out there marketing ourselves. If we have multiple things that we're good at, that we want to fit the entire laundry list in, and that's just not going to work. You must focus on one thing, do it well, and then after it is established, move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
There's much more to this, but that's just...
Now, how do you develop Mentor Magazine? According to you, why now you have this kind of success? What do you do to have this kind of success with Mentor Magazine?
We came out with a very different model than a typical magazine.
Yeah.
Nobody had been doing this before, but interestingly enough, I found out there had been a couple of people that were doing something similar, but it wasn't known to the public. For instance, I don't know if you used to have the show Johnny Carson in Europe at all. People here in the United States will know what I'm talking about. But Johnny Carson would have, on one of his late night television shows, he would always have on a well-known Hollywood celebrity, a well-known musician. And people would love to tune in because they wanted to, listen to these types of individuals just talking and what's going on. Well, the ultimate objective was marketing for that actor or that actress or that musician. Because at the end of the conversation in the interview, there was a strong call to action where they would show a clip of the movie that's going to come out in 1 week, or they would have them perform on stage the song that's about to be released, and etc. So in answer to your question, they gave the public a sample of what they were doing through the media, because the media gives you credibility, especially if it is a third party representing you to the world. If you're understanding at all what I mean. If in this example, Johnny Carson is saying this actor here is incredibly talented, and we previewed this movie, which was very, very good. And in fact, we're going to show you little clips of this movie. Then what happens? People want to go out and see the movie. It's free publicity. And it's interesting because it came from a third-party testimonial that was in the media that gave people a sample of what it is that they did or what they were coming out with. And so that is the concept that Mentors Magazine does, is we go out there and we look for the most fascinating, intriguing, interesting individuals around the world that have an incredible story to tell, that is truly a mentor and has the proof and history and experience and background, that they know what they're talking about. And so we interview them and have conversations.
Yeah.
And what that works out being is a third-party testimonial, because I am basically endorsing them. It's giving the public a sample of what it is they do. And then at the end, there's the call to action that draws people to the person that's being interviewed. So the lesson to an entrepreneur is this: in marketing, you are a lot smarter to draw people to you so they come to you in a stampede, in droves. They will do anything to get to you, to be able to have a little bit of your time. And your product and the service that you offer, I'm going to use Tony Robbins because that is your mentor, that is your hero. You listen to what he has to say on stage, you are fascinated by it, and what does he do at the end? He has a product or a service he sells. And look at what you're doing. You were doing anything to be able to get in front of Tony. That's marketing on his end. Look what he was able to get you to do without even trying. That's what the media does. That is what being in the magazine or on TV or anything to this degree, if you are able to obtain a following, then people will do anything to come to you. So as an entrepreneur, if you want to build your business, you need to create a buzz. You need to get people to know you, to like you, to know the person behind the big desk, so to speak. There's somebody there that's real. They can see your personality, your heart, your spirit, your intentions. They can have a sample of what it is that you are offering while still showing the human side of you. And something like this is very, very powerful. That is how Mentors Magazine got out there, because the individuals that were in the magazine distributed it on their websites. They, when it was in hard copy, would give it out in droves. And
So,
I didn't have to give them anything.
to be sure to understand, the fact that someone in Mentor Magazine are promoted a lot,
Promoted themselves a
Yeah.
lot.
not only they want to promote Mentor Magazine to show, oh, I was in Mentor Magazine, and it is
Right.
an indirect way to promote what they do, and also the other people see that someone is promoted and he wants to come, right?
It's the process of association. They see somebody who was on the cover of the magazine, which is not easy to do, number one. And so that gives them, the person that's on the cover, credibility in the public eye. So what they have to say is listened to a little bit easier, a lot easier. When all the different people in the magazine were doing the same thing and getting it out there, our database built up because they were sending people back to our website. They were sending people whatever to be able to listen to the interview, to be able to watch it, and so on. So we built our database up over the years to be substantial. And so this is why we're so listened to, is because over the years of how it started, of other people using it as a marketing tool.
Yeah, I love
Then
that.
going from there.